Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be walking you through how to use Google Photos and Google Gemini to streamline your social media at your school. So if you are like me and you are a school administrator, you know that social media is this really great thing where you can share your story, but it is also an awful lot of work to regularly upload content and keep it active and engaging for the community. So like I always say, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will. So how can we make this process a little bit quicker and a little bit easier so we can get all the positive stories that are happening on our schools out there as often as possible? So the first thing that we need to do is we can use Google Photos to basically curate more content from across our staff. We can't be everywhere at once, so the best thing that we can do is share a Google Photos album out that anybody can add photos to at any time. So if you are in Google Photos, and this is just kind of like a dead account that I have that doesn't have any photos or anything in it at all, but you will come into Google Photos, you'll come up to this plus button, you will click Create an Album, and then you will need to name that album, like I can name it 26-27 school year, and then you have to add a photo to create the album. I don't have any photos in this account right now, so I'm going to select one from my computer. You can see that I've got just this photo here of this mountain. I'm going to add it in here so my album can be created. And then what I will do is I will click Done. So from here, you need to make this shareable so that anybody can add photos to it. To do that, you actually don't go to the share button yet, but you go up to More Options, you click Options, and then turn on link sharing. And it's important that you make sure that all of these things are selected, especially you don't need probably the share photo location. That probably doesn't need to happen. But the one that has to be shared or turned on is the collaborate and the link sharing one. So if you turn on collaborate, then other people can add photos and videos to it, and you will need to be able to share that link with others. There are two ways that you can share your album. You can do copy link, and it will create a link and you can just share it with people, or you can invite people to it by adding them individually or through a Google group. I have done both ways. I don't think either way is wrong. I think they are both effective. So once you do that, you share that link out or you invite people to it, and they can start adding items from their phone or from their computer, whatever it is that they choose. For me, I don't turn on syncing, so my own personal photos don't accidentally sync up to my work one. That one is turned off for my work. It's only turned on for my personal. So what I have to do is I have to go into my phone when I take the pictures and individually upload them into Google Photos. And then when other people do that too, I actually get a notification about it. So that way I know there are more photos on there that I can go in, download, and upload to social media. One other thing that is pretty helpful is there's the comment section over here. It is great if your staff can add comments after they upload photos so you know what it is that they uploaded and what it's about. That way you can create the post text. There are a few other options here that you can play with. Obviously the share button, once you get to the ability to share it, you can also edit the album and then change which photos show up first. I always do the newest first because those are the ones that I want to see based upon what I'm going to upload to social media. But that is pretty much the Google Photos end of it. So very easy. You get notifications as photos get added, and it's a great way to crowdsource all of the great stuff that's happening on your campus. Because like I said, you really can't be everywhere at once. And I get some pretty amazing content from our staff that are doing great things because there's so many great things going on a large campus or any campus all the time. So the next part is how do we streamline creating the content? So once you're in here, you can actually come in and download the photos. So you would just open it up and then you can download it. If you have multiple that you're downloading, you can just select which photos you want, and then you'd come up here and then click download. Or Shift D also does the same thing. So I will do that. I'll download all those photos. Then I will come into Google Gemini, and what I have is an ongoing basically chat that contains all of the information that I want for my social media. So usually I start out with some of these basic things like let this chat serve as a way to create social media content for our school. And then I'll set a couple of different rules, like use the hashtag school and hashtag school rocks. That's not actually the ones I use. Every time, no emojis. Don't make it sound like AI. Make it sound like a human. And so then it will remember all of that, and then you've got this one chat that you can use every single time you do social media. So now let's say that I downloaded a bunch of pictures from social media or from our Google Photos album about back to school night. I can say, last night we had back to school night. 1,000 people showed up. Students and families met their teachers and had a great night. Very simple because you don't want it to be too long. And now it just kicks out this post. And I can use that for the post text and upload it to social media and make it easy. And if you wanted it longer, you could even say, make this one a little longer and more peppy. And so that one makes it a little bit longer, a little bit more peppy, still has the hashtags in there, but you just figure out that tone that you want and you keep it in that same chat so that way Gemini will remember it and use it for future posts. So I hope that this quick, easy tutorial is something that you can use in your schools. The combination of Google Photos and Gemini has just really streamlined our process at my school site and allowed us to get more photos and share out more content on a regular basis. But if you have any questions or any other ideas, as always, drop them in the comments and we would love to hear from you. All right, have a great day.